morning, Emerson. Today is Thursday, November 7th. There's a new mayor in town. Brittany Gervais will fill you in on what Marty Walsh means for the city of Boston.
And later, we will talk with the president of Style Fix Boston, which is a premier shopping event going on right now at the Boston Center for the Arts.
Hello, everyone. I'm Anthony Chase.
And I'm Maggie Morlath. Welcome to Good Morning, Emerson.
This morning on GME, we're following the latest on the Richie Incognito story. He's a member of the Miami Dolphins who is accused of bullying one of his rookie teammates.
But we've talking a lot about sports lately. Today, we're going to talk about fashion. Madeline Avery is here with staples that you cannot live without.
That's right. This is a fashion-heavy store, so if you are into what you wear, you got to stay tuned to this episode. But before that, Amanda Bynes checking out of rehab. Christian Mudrick is going to give you that story.
Right. Although we have to get on to some pressing matters right now, we do have a new mayor here in Boston, and we're all really excited about this big change.
Absolutely. Marty Walsh met with Mayor Menino yesterday. That was a bittersweet moment for him. You could see Menino was excited to welcome him into his office, but still, you know, it's tough to give up that seat after he's been mayor for, what, over 20 years now?
Right, it's been 20 years now, so I think everyone in Boston is really interested in seeing this fresh face and seeing what changes are going to be made. But let's not wait any longer, and let's go to Brittany now for everything you need to know about the election aftermath.
Good morning, everybody. I have some pretty big political news for you today. Candidate Martin J. Walsh is Boston's 48th mayor. With all the precincts reporting, Walsh captured 52% of the vote to John Connolly's 48, making it the closest race in decades. Walsh took the stage at Park Plaza Hotel in Boston to the sound of people chanting his name in celebration. He kissed his longtime girlfriend, Lori Higgins, and then addressed his supporters.
Commitment to the city and to meeting the challenges ahead. And I'm going to work to earn all of your support. We are one Boston.
Now, Walsh was a little late coming to the stage because he got a tiny call from President Obama. The president congratulated Walsh for his new position as mayor. Walsh takes office January 6th when the outgoing Mayor Menino ends his 20-year term. Now, East Boston says no to a casino in Suffolk Downs. The $1 billion plan fell through 56 to 44%, with all precincts reporting. Now, that was a tough number to hear for casino supporters. Another established proposal in Palmer was shut down as well, a double blow to the industry. However, the project did receive a lot of positive support in Revere. There is a possibility of just moving the entire project to that side of the city line. Now, Tuesday night was a big night for politics. Candidate Bill de Blasio will be New York's next mayor, and Governor Chris Christie secured his place in New Jersey for a second term. De Blasio is New York's first Democratic mayor in 20 years. He won by a landslide, sweeping Republican Joe LaHoda 73 to 24%. The New York mayor was actually fourth in the primary election race behind the notorious former representative Anthony Weiner. But as soon as Weiner's personal life became public, de Blasio started to create a winning strategy. And Governor Chris Christie's re-election came as no surprise. He was on top of the polls for months before the election. The final count was 60 to 39% of the vote against challenger Barbara Buono. But the real question coming out of that election is, will we eventually see a presidential bid from the Jersey governor? We're going to have to wait to find that out. Toronto Mayor Rob Ford finally admitted Tuesday, after months of denial, that yes, he has smoked crack cocaine. Ford told reporters at City Hall he has taken the drug a year ago but was not an addict. Reporters continued to ask Ford why he had previously denied being in a video smoking cocaine, to which Ford simply replied, "I didn't lie, you just didn't ask the right questions." One city councilor has now put forward a motion demanding the mayor take a leave of absence to work with police. The allegations of drug use surfaced in May after a gossip website and the Toronto Star reported the video's existence. It hasn't been released publicly. Now, that's all the politics and news I have for you today. Back to you, Maggie and Anthony.
Thanks, Brittany. Now, I know it was a huge night on Tuesday with the election. I was at John Connolly's campaign party, and I know you were at Walsh's campaign party, which was probably a lot happier. But how do you think that Walsh managed to win the election?
That was definitely a huge, big party there. But I think Walsh was definitely, I mean, everyone knew that he had the minority vote here, so he was able to get a lot more voters to the polls than Connolly. But that's not the only reason that he did win Tuesday night. He had a lot of support ranging all over the city, from neighborhoods in Savin Hill to Jamaica Plain. He also had the support from 3 former mayoral candidates, which he kind of used as a symbol of his campaign. So all those put together, and you have kind of a really good recipe for winning the mayoral election.
Thanks, Brittany. It'll be exciting to see what happens in the coming months. But right now, Style Fix is an annual fashion event in Boston, complete with red carpet and national brands in attendance. Our own Madeline Avery got a chance to stop by.
We're here at the Boston Center for the Arts, checking out the Style Fix event. It's the latest in Boston's fashion, beauty, travel, and my favorite, food and drink.
It's just a great event for people in Boston, especially women, to come out, enjoy, taste, buy, shop.
Scarves are tempting to me, the cable knit, infinity scarves.
There's a little bit of everything at a Style Fix event, which keeps guests engaged, entertained, and happy.
We absolutely love jewelry. We've already made several purchases, each of us.
We appreciate the 4 free drinks.
Over 3,000 influential women attend each Style Fix event, ready to shop with brands ranging in fashion, beauty, lifestyle, restaurants, travel, and of course, wine and foods.
And that's a little bit about Style Fix for you, but now we have Jason Roth on the line, who is the president of Style Fix Boston. Jason, thank you so much for talking with us today.
Good morning, Maggie. Thanks for having me.
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing really well. I was at the event last night till about 1 in the morning, so good morning.
All right. So could you tell us just a little bit more about the event and your involvement in the event?
Sure. We've been around Boston for about 10 years now, and we've evolved into this high-level red carpet platform for brands to introduce themselves to trend-seeking women. And a lot of brands are associating themselves with style, and it's a red carpet, high-level energy, music, lighting, great flowers, and the brands are there engaging with the customers. So it's a very positive experience for the brands to associate themselves.
It's actually a really exciting event because you have some big brands too. What are some of those that are going to be represented?
Well, we have Camille Albain. They're launching their flagship store. They have about 300 locations worldwide.
So I know that this
Newbury Street store in Boston.
So I know that this event is a national event, but this one specifically is for Boston. So what makes this event specific for Boston?
Yeah, we have events in Boston, Chicago, New York City primarily, and brands do travel here to Boston from across the country. We do have local brands and national, so we have micro beers, we have local wineries, and in the swag bags this year, we have a lot of local and national brands. We have L'Oreal, and then we have a local med spa, and then we have a lot of sport and fitness brands. We have sports, food, and energy drinks.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Mr. Roth, for being with us. That sounds like an awesome event. Madeline looked like she had a great time there earlier, our fashion correspondent. But right now, we have to go to Mal Meyer for our weekend forecast. We hope everyone can make it to Style Fix tonight. But Mal, what can we expect from the weather?
Good morning, Anthony. And bad news, if you are headed out to Style Fix Boston, you'll need to grab your most stylish rain jacket for the showers later on. Things are okay right now. It's 58 degrees and muggy, but around noon we'll reach a high of 61. Later on, expect those showers for the rest of the day. Luckily, that rain will taper off later tonight. After sunset at 4:30 p.m., Boston will start cooling down to reach a low of 37 degrees. Friday, those clouds will have dissipated, mostly sunny during the day. High of 50 degrees, but with wind speeds from 15 to 25 miles per hour, it'll feel more like 40 degrees. Sunset at 4:28 p.m., clear skies throughout the night with a low of 36. Now let's take a look at your weekend weather forecast. Saturday will be relatively nice, a high of 49 degrees with clouds here and there. Clear skies later on with a low of 42. Sunday, we might get some rain in the morning, but the rest of the afternoon will be nicer with a high of 53. Clear skies going into the night, a low of 40 degrees. Headed into next week, Monday will be sunny with a high of 50, low of 36 degrees at night. And that's your local weather update. I'm Mel Meyer. Back over to you, Anthony and Maggie.
Thanks, Mal. It's time for our first commercial break, but when we come back, we'll be talking about why men are refusing to shave their beards even after the Red Sox have won. Welcome back to Good Morning Emerson. Maggie and I are sporting our facial hair for No Shave November. It's an event that sort of started as a joke a couple years ago, but has grown into a phenomenon the past couple
right.
years.
I wish I could grow a mustache during this month of November because all the guys are saying, I don't want to shave. I want to take this month off. I know for years my brother has praised the month of November. I came back last Thanksgiving and my brother looked like a completely different person. But November has turned into more than just a fun month. It's actually becoming a good cause.
That's right. Lucky for your brother, he can sport that mustache for a good cause for Movember. As you can see, there's Ron Swanson from Parks and Recreation, Nick Offerman, sporting his mustache in support of men's health and research for prostate cancer. They've actually gotten a lot of celebrity endorsements. There's your very own Boston Bruins sporting their stashes.
That's right. The Movember event was actually started in Australia in 2003 by two men, but it has recently become huge in the U.S., and a bunch of companies are supporting it as well. I know that Gillette has had a huge involvement. They were involved with the Red Sox shaving their beards, but this month they're involved with the growing of some mustaches and some beards.
And it's kind of cool because right here in Harvard University in Cambridge, Dr. Mir Stamfer was featured on their website. He shaved his 40-year-old mustache to participate in this event. He just said, I'm going to cut it off clean and we're going to start fresh and see where I can get in 30 days.
40 years. Man, do you think now if you started growing one, in 40 years you would have a nice stash going on there?
I'm pretty sure my girlfriend would hate me, but it would be an interesting little lifelong experience.
I see you working on some stubble there.
Yeah, this is just, me not being a little careless.
Oh, yeah. And I know, as you mentioned, your girlfriend might be angry. I know sometimes that girls aren't too happy about No Shave November, and they rebel by saying that they're not going to shave their legs. I mean, why do you think I'm wearing tights today? But girls can get involved too. They are actually calling themselves Mo Sisters and helping support the cause by donating money and working for the awareness and that part of it.
Now, you can be my Mo sister forever, but the best part about Movember is hearing from our very own Mo Cantalupo. Unfortunately, his Mo is coming in a little slow. By Dr. Seuss.
I think it's coming in pretty well. I believe that we can win. I believe that we can win. Don't stop believing, Celtics fans. They may have been 0-4 and averaging only 87.5 points per game, which ranks them at 29th in the league. But they had a real shot to win it last night against the also winless Utah Jazz. Brad Stevens coming into this game looking for his first ever win as an NBA head coach. End of the first quarter here. Gerald Wallace hits a three-pointer from the quarter. Wallace had 9 points and 9 rebounds. Jazz up 3. Take it to the second quarter. Jeff Green gets the ball and then hits it from about 6 feet past the three-point line. Unbelievable, way downtown. Celtics actually outscored the Jazz 27-8 in the second quarter, now late in the fourth quarter. This is Brandon Bass who throws it down. The Celtics win 97-87. Now, it may be early in the season, so take this with a grain of salt, but let's take a look at what's going on in the Celtics Atlantic Division. If you look at the standings and then look at the team's payrolls, you may be a little bit thrown off. The Philadelphia 76ers are on the top of the division and have a $48 million payroll, while the middle of the pack Brooklyn Nets have an NBA high payroll of $180 million. It's an interesting look at how money can't always buy you victories. I know it's early in the season, but give me a break. The 76ers are currently averaging 105 points per game, almost 10 points higher than the Nets. Now, while the Patriots are on their bye week and riding high at 7-2, the AFC rival Miami Dolphins are currently under serious investigation by the NFL. The Dolphins, who are currently sitting at 4-4 and in third place, have suspended starting left guard, and team captain Richie Incognito. The trouble for the Dolphins started after left tackle Jonathan Martin left the team, citing bullying as his reasoning. On Tuesday, voicemails left for Martin from Incognito were released to the media. The voicemails were full of racial slurs and profane language, as if it couldn't get worse for the Finns. According to CBS News, the Dolphins coaches told Incognito to toughen up Martin before the voicemail was made. The NFL is now investigating this situation. The Dolphins play the Buccaneers on Monday night. Now coming back to local sports, the Bruins are the only major Boston sports team to be playing today. Check them out at home against the Florida Panthers tonight at 7 p.m. Now that's all I have for sports. Back to you guys on the couch.
Thanks, Mike. I guess with that Richie Incognito story, you can't really say that it's football culture anymore in this day and age. What are players around the league saying about their locker rooms, though?
Right. It's an interesting situation because two former Dolphins, Ricky Williams and Chad Johnson, Chad Ochocinco, Chad Johnson, have both actually come out in support of Richie Incognito and said that maybe Jonathan Martin wasn't fit for an NFL locker room. I know that Richie Incognito was named one of the dirtiest players in the NFL, so some players, including Darnell Dockett of the Cardinals, rejoiced via Twitter when the news broke of him being suspended.
Well, thank you, Mike. But now it is time to go to Christian Mudrick to give us the celebrity scoop we've all been waiting to hear. And I believe he has a story about a favorite artist of mine, a certain Mr. West. Christian?
Thanks, guys. As if Yeezus wasn't already having enough problems as an album, it would appear that the tour is also hitting a few bumps in the road. Kanye West just postponed 2 more shows from his Yeezus tour due to damaged equipment. West had to cancel shows in Vancouver, Denver, and Minneapolis for the same reason. On the way to Vancouver, the 18-wheeler carrying West's custom video truss and 60-foot circular LED screen were destroyed when the truck got into a serious accident. Kanye does not want to compromise his vision for the show and sell his audience short, so he plans to continue postponing shows until he gets his equipment fixed. Comedian and Tropic Thunder star Brendan T. Jackson was escorted off his plane after being called the N-word. Apparently, a flight attendant asked Jackson to get in his seat, and a fight ensued. Jackson claims that the attendant yelled both, "I don't care if you're Obama's son, get in your seat," and a combination of profanities, including the N-word. The police got involved when the airline reported a belligerent and disruptive passenger. Jackson had been cut off from alcohol shortly before the incident. Police escorted Jackson off the plane, and Jackson was questioned in Phoenix. Jackson tweeted about this being the most racist encounter he had ever experienced. Caking news, Charlie Sheen gave ex-wife Brooke Mueller an explosive piece of his mind when he sent her a birthday cake topped with a toy grenade. The divorced couple have been fighting over custody of their twin sons recently. Mueller is allegedly influencing the kids to be violent because of her psychological problems, according to temporary guardian Denise Richards. Sheen sent the cake as a peace offering, along with the tweet, "Happy B-Day, Brooke. Once you're done sucking off the parking lot at Home Depot, why don't you blow out this candle?" Ironically, Brooke's birthday is actually in August. It really is a mystery why these twins are so violent, right? Amanda Bynes may be unwrapping a new wig this Christmas. Get this, in her own home. Amanda Bynes is being released from rehab. Apparently, Amanda's meds and psychiatric help have helped stabilize her enough to be able to be released to the public. Ironically enough, she's been staying in the rehab facility that doesn't even have a psych ward since September. She left the UCLA psych ward because it freaked her out and prevented her from improving. Bynes will be released to her mother in the upcoming month. Doctors at the facility are worried that Bynes is going stir-crazy because she's confined to staying inside for fear of being exploited by the paparazzi. Because releasing her isn't going to alert the paparazzi or anything. That's all the juicy gossip I have for you today. Back to you guys on the couch.
Now, Christian, earlier you mentioned that Sheen and Mueller's twins are being violent. Could you just expand on that a little bit more?
Yes, temporary guardian Denise Richards actually sent an email to the Department of Children and Family Services explaining that the twins actually strangled, kicked, beat up her dogs and her 3 daughters. And she blames Brooke Mueller for this because actually one of the twins came back to Denise with bruises all over their face. So we think that there's some abuse there. But then again, with an unstable mother and a father like Charlie Sheen, what can you expect?
Man, the crazy stories just keep flowing in. Christian, why don't they just keep Amanda Bynes in her current facility, let her do a reboot of the Amanda Show or something?
Well, that's actually an interesting scenario because the facility is worried about their other patients, and they keep saying that they want to protect their other patients from being exploited by the paparazzi, and it may cause some of their other patients to go even further into their psychological problems because they're trying to take pictures with Amanda Bynes, but they're not really protecting Amanda Bynes in this instance. So.
Thanks, Christian. Now, I love to always see what Amanda's up to. Her crazy antics always are getting out of control. But right now, we have to take another commercial break, so stay tuned.
And we're back on Good Morning Emerson. We'd like to welcome now Madeline Avery back to the show, who is going to tell us what we must have in our closets as the weather gets colder.
I loved seeing all those trends at Style Fix, but it's important to have staples in your closet as well. We all love trends, fashion-forward clothing and quirky accessories we see in magazines, but it's important to have some staples in your closet too. So we're going to talk to some experts and some Bostonians about clothes that they just can't live without. What is something that you just can't live without?
I cannot live without a jacket. Regardless of the weather, I love having a jacket on and having that extra layer on.
And what's something that you would definitely spend a little bit more money on when it comes to a necessity?
Shoes and sunglasses. I'm a big splurger on sunglasses because my mom always stresses how important it is to protect our eyes. Then if you want to wear them, you're protecting your eyes in style. Shoes just because you can wear any plain outfit and then dress it up with shoes.
I'm at my fashionable friend Eleanor's house, where we're going to talk to her about some staples that she loves and take a look into her very interesting closet.
Over the summer, I worked with Givenchy and Alexander McQueen and Victoria Beckham and a smaller designer called Peter Pilotto. So I got like lots of exposure and kind of got a feel of what the fashion industry is really like. So I worked Alexander Wang, I worked Tommy Hilfiger, Prabal Gurung, and a smaller menswear designer called Patrick Ravel.
Could you talk to us a little bit about some staples that you, as a fashionista, always keep in your closet?
Well, my style tends to be a little bit minimal and simple, but definitely on the girly side. I always wear denim, different styles of denim, whether it be a boyfriend jean, skinny jean, flare. I like to, change it up. I always keep a white button-down shirt. I love button-downs. This is like one of my favorites. It's just a very classic shirt, but it has a little bit of a twist with the peplum and the pleating. So this is a pair of shoes that I have like worn to death. They're just kind of like Chelsea boots, but a little bit of a different take on them. I just think they're really great. You can dress them up, you can dress them down. They're really comfortable, so I can wear them to work. I can stand on them for hours.
Let's head back to the studio so we can talk about some more fall necessities. Hi, Maggie and Anthony. I'm so happy to be here, and I want to talk to you guys about necessities and staples. These are clothes that you must have in your closet. And what that means is they can be worn with a lot of different pieces, and that you'll spend a little bit more on them because they never go out of style.
And they'll last you longer, right?
Exactly.
Cool.
All right, so what do we have here?
The first thing that I brought in today are some dark wash skinny jeans. These are pretty much the most versatile piece that you could have in your closet. They're comfortable. They can be worn dressed up, dressed down. They're a great piece. Definitely.
I definitely actually have some myself. Not this skinny, but...
Exactly. These are the J. Crew Toothpick skinny jeans. They're a personal favorite of mine. But any kind of dark wash skinny jeans are great for fall.
All right, so let's move on to these awesome boots right here.
These are my favorite. These are some leather riding boots. I brought in a two-tone riding boot. These are black and brown. You might think that this would limit you, but it actually kind of expands the amount of clothing that you could wear with it. They're very warm. If you put some nice, high knee socks in them, they'll keep you warm.
Right, and I know I've actually been looking for a two-tone pair recently because then you can work in browns and blacks into your outfit. You don't need to worry about clashing.
Exactly. So, we also brought in just a plain white and a plain black t-shirt. These are so comfortable. They can be paired with pretty much any accessory. I love to put on a nice necklace with the white shirt and jeans, boots. You've got a great outfit for class.
Perfect.
So one look that I always gravitate towards is a Oxford kind of button-up shirt. This is great because it's a nice pale blue color. It goes with a lot of different colors. It's comfortable and it makes your outfit a little bit more professional.
Then if you really want to go all the way professional, we have the blazer
Exactly,
right
you
here.
pair it with the blazer. This is a blazer from H&M. It's a great color for fall. It goes with a lot of neutrals, and it can definitely, like you said, make your outfit more professional.
So a little classy, but you can make it casual if you want to too.
Absolutely, exactly. I love this, and this is another look that can be for the guys. I mean, I think you're kind of sporting that look right now,
Yeah, it's
Anthony.
tough to find, you know, cheap ones, but what did you say this one was from?
This is from H&M.
Okay,
Nordstrom
nice,
Rack
yeah.
is a great place to go. You can get colors there. I have a pink blazer from Nordstrom Rack that I love to wear in the summer. It's a great way to incorporate more color into your wardrobe. And also, you know, you pair the blazer with the t-shirt and the jeans. That's a great look for class.
Cool, and I like too that when you have the shirt, when you have the jacket, it's a nice layering effect.
Exactly.
All right, so let's talk about our scarves over here in the end.
Scarves are perfect. I mean, it's been so cold out lately. I've been freezing. So in the segment, I was wearing a scarf. I love to wear scarves. This is a great way to put pattern and print into your outfit. So definitely pair a scarf. But lastly, my favorite look, only look that I would have in my closet if I couldn't have anything, is my black cocktail dress. I love black dresses. You know, a little black dress you can pair with pretty much anything. I got this necklace at the Style Fix event that I went to last night.
I love that. Really.
And so this is one look that I would definitely gravitate towards as a staple for your closet.
Right, you gotta have some nice statement necklaces.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for joining us, Maddie. But that's all we have time for today. Tune in on Tuesday when we will be joined by Kaylee Crowell, who will be helping us avoid those sicknesses as the seasons change.
Have a great weekend.